Hello, hello. Ooh. Alright, last time I was trying to work on the LSP. I did do something. Last stream was what? A week ago? Right. So unfortunately, not a lot of work was put into the cast, but it doesn't matter. And we still will be able to use it for doing the game jam. The D2 jam starts in 20 hours and 34 minutes. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And this is a game jam. Let's take a look at the theme voting. Not in theme voting phase. Okay. Bum 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 bum. All right. Let's quickly check the rules of this jam. D2 Jam is a community-centered game jam with emphasis on supporting things constructed by the community. We wanted a jam which celebrated post-submission events, encouraged discourse and reflection, and provided tools for developers to find and share games. Online game jam that anyone is free to join, that lasts for 3 days. There is a 2-hour submission window at the end to make sure you get a game submitted before the jam fully ends. After the jam, there is a 2-week rating period to rate and give feedback to other entries in the jam. In addition, any post-jam events, such as the Score Chase tournament, will be run in the post-jam period. 2 categories, regular and 1 day of army. Both happen at the same time. So we can do either solo or with a team. 3 days from Friday to Monday. You can use pre-made code and assets in regular, but not in the solo category. Use of generative AI is restricted. You can use whatever you want to make the game. Can I be part of multiple teams, make multiple games? Yes. Can I edit a team during the jam? Yes. Does every team member need an account? No. The games will be rated with these categories: overall gameplay, audio, graphics, creativity, emotional delivery, and theme. The theme is going to be revealed on the start. The 11 core organizers are... Look at this, Kuviman is here. Yes, of course, I'm an organizer. So organized. That's me. Alright. Anyway. That's the gem that we're going to be participating in tomorrow. It starts... Hopefully I can make something. With Kast. We have done... the simple game example, and I'm just going to look at the code. So we can make something simple like this. What I don't really know is the how bad is it performance-wise, because the language is pretty slow right now. So I can think about things like improving the performance here, and maybe some other things. Let's see. Cast game example is here. Yeah, so like one of the things that we could do is like this syntax sugar, but it doesn't really matter too much. It does not really matter too much. Draw grass, draw clouds. Okay, I think this draw background. I would like to remove this. This thing, I want to change it in a way where I think Draw array. Yeah, right, like this is the raw OpenGL call over here for some reason. It's for the drawing background. Triangle source 0 set vertex data source. I just kind of want to simplify the code of this example program. That's all. That is all that I want. These constants just being written like this in the file. I guess it's okay, but normally I make a dedicated settings file instead. The way we load the assets also. The way we load the assets. The way I do it usually is we have the struct assets, right? So what do we like? It's not very easy over here. Why are you saying trying to compile error node? Okay. So the type here is this. Music. Audio load. Music is audio buffer. Sound effects is jump. Audio buffer. Hit. Audio buffer. Pickup star. Audio buffer. So I kind of want to just say that this is assets, right? Okay. Font is font. Shaders. Background. Load shader. The program, the OpenGL program, right? Is what we have there. Yeah. A load texture, load background texture. No, we don't want that. We just want textures. And then we have these things here, which are all textures. Right? That's supposed to be the type, so that you can easily see the overview of what we have in the assets. So the way this is going to work then, like I want this to be basically automatically generated, this code, right? And we already have the way to do the derives. Let me try to copy that and then see how it goes. So I want to derive assets, I guess. So the idea, derive load asset. Let's actually, I guess, move this into its own module within the engine then, right? Asset is import asset. Formatting failed. Okay. Is this my yeah, I think I'm using the language from the current state of my local cast. I believe that if you import something that doesn't compile like this, then it actually doesn't work right now. You're down. Hello, Nerdzel. Alright, you have a team? Hi. Alright, I'm going to have a derive for loading the assets. So we are going to have the trait load, right? That's how we are doing it. Load is a trait which allows us to load the thing from the path. So it's path into self, basically, where path is just a string, I guess. Are you solo? I have no idea yet. I don't know yet. Are you going to use Kast too? Are you willing to suffer? Are you jamming? Hopefully. Hopefully. But, you know, lately the game jams have been just abandoning the started gems, but hopefully I actually make something this time. Only if you team with me, you would try Kast, otherwise I will try it later at some point, yeah. But you already have a team, right? Usually you're jamming with Davey? Wait, what? Davey is jamming? Davey is making games with you, and he doesn't want to make games with me? Okay, I see. All right, so we want to derive this trait for any type. So if the type is a tuple with unnamed, we don't do this. We Only support the named fields. Sure. F data. What is F? Oh, this is just like creating this symbol. I see. Right. Who wrote this code? Me, a while ago. Right, I'm going to implement type as load trait. Right, so we load, we get the path. We get the path. You've got derive macros. I got them a long time ago. Yeah. I am using the derivers already. I feel like it's going to be like a little bit different, maybe. Maybe a little closer to Zig. Because this is generating the AST. But we instead want to just write it as the code. You know what I mean? Or so like in Zig, I would say that everything is a macro, basically. Not a function, but a macro. I don't know how to explain it. Like the difference between the macros and like the regular functions is that like this is going to just be type checked because I type check before the function is being called, right? And the way we delay the type checking is by generating the AST and then including it, right? By having a macro. And so yeah. Are you a macro? Yeah. And since in Zig the type checking is done when you call the thing, they are kind of closer to the macros than functions, actually. They're kind of. But yeah, like one of the issues, right? I am writing. So you missed this part, right? We have the hygienic macros, right? So unlike Rust, for example, over here I'm saying implement type as load, right? So what is this type? This symbol over here is resolved to the in this lexical scope over here. This is just the argument to this function, which is generating the AST, which is the macro, right? So you don't need to escape it, and everything is which is available to me in the scope of the derive macro, basically, is in the scope of this code. Which makes it nicer than Rust macros, but I feel like this still can be a lot nicer. But one of the problems is that over here, right, I'm having the path as the argument to when we implement type as load. We need to load from the path. And then for every field, we want to load every field. So over here I want to inject the code, which is load fields, right? Load fields, and I'm just going to return self, I guess, like this, and load fields. Yeah, sure. So load fields, we start with an empty AST, right? Oh, this is done by the recursive. Okay, I see. Hold on. So fields is the No bot SMH. Ping, 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 ping. I have pings from Twitch, but no actual messages. So like this ping is coming to my bot from Twitch. That's not me sending the ping, that's Twitch sending me pings. So the bot is working, but then we are not receiving the messages. Which makes me think that it's the Twitch's fault. So I'm going to restart the bot there. The hold on. I think the hold on was not implemented though on that new bot, which is written in Kast now. So load fields. We start with an empty thing, right? Init fields. Yeah, I want to init fields. Match fields. So we have like this singly linked list, which is either nil or cons. Right. And do the deserialization yet? No. Do you think it's... Maybe it's not too difficult to implement, actually. Like, similar to this derive, right? Like, once we have the derives, we should be able to just do that. Right? I don't like this code. This is basically the loop. What we want to do here is like for you know, like name and type in fields, right? In fields is named, right? So we want to do this for this in that. We want to say that load fields is load fields followed by the other thing. Did you vote for the themes, by the way? I think I did, yeah. I cannot vote for it anymore, though. It's closed. The voting is closed until the start of the gem now. So we load fields and we add another field which has the name. So name identifier. We need to create the identifier. Right, so stdist ident name. Kast. Restart language server. Trying to compile error node. Wait, why? Why is this the error node? Oh, I need a do. I need a do here, of course. I forget my own syntax. So we load fields and then we set the name to be equal to. So now I need to just load the field, right? Now I need to just load the field. We don't care about the type, so we just say underscore as load dot load, and then the field path. The path from which we load this field specifically, right? Which we can say that field path is let's say join path and name. Name is a string here. So we just have a function. We have a function join path, which is A and B. Right, so this should just return basically A plus slash plus B. That's all that we need. Yeah, I think that's all. So this path though, this path is an identifier, which doesn't exist here. We introduce it over here. But we introduced it over here, which means that it's not visible to this section because of the hygiene and stuff. So the way we do this is that we say that path is actually the path, like this. We just quote the AST, creating the identifier, and then we are going to unquote it here, resulting in this symbol being the same. And then we don't need that. So like this over here was just introducing a recursive function instead of a loop, because I never implemented the loops for the this thing. Let's restart. Right, so this is the aesthetic collections as list, singly linked list of string and type. Well, I guess since this is the type of the field, this is the yeah, this is like field type. Right, so we'll actually do field type as load. Here. That's the same thing. Can drive load, unusable at comp time. So yeah, over here, this is not going to work because we cannot iterate over this thing. As list T doesn't have fields. In the for loop, the error message is still pointing in the wrong place, but it's okay. So we want to be able to iterate over these things, right? Over a single linked list. Let's say iterate. Let's say singly linked list iterate named. So the iterate is a function which takes a list, which is std collections as a list t of t, so it's polymorphic like this, and this should return std iterable t. So single linked list is in either an nil or cons. Well, I mean, I should just return here the object dot iter, right? Is going to be a function which has the consumer. And then we just do what? I need to match a list with so it's if it's nil, then I just don't do anything, and if it is cons, then we do something. Asset collections as list. Oh wait, I do have iter here. Am I stupid then? I already have the iter. Why am I re-implementing this from scratch? Okay. So I just do std collections as list iter, right? And this should just work. Does it work? The iter takes the list, not the reference to list. Okay. I should fix my standard library. How about we go about fixing the standard library first? Of Kast. A little bit. It is inconsistent. I want to make it more consistent. Let's go over these things one by one. So the list, for example, right? Instead of create, I want to say init. I feel like init. Wait, we wanted to say new, right? New is better than init. Sure, new. Hello, Giancaletito. So new is the way to construct the things, sure. And then we have iterate mute, which takes the reference or the mutable reference to the collection and iterates like that, right? Yeah. Add mat length to string. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Map. Create new. You switched from using GNOME to i3. Congratulations, I guess. I personally don't hate GNOME. GNOME is fine. I was using GNOME with the tiling extension. Although i3 is, like, I guess better. I'm using Hyperland though. But yeah. i3 is kind of the same thing. I'm interested in the Niri window manager. I tried it, but it didn't really. It didn't work. There was some issues with it. At the same time, also, I heard that Hyperland is going to they merge this scrolling thingy. Scrolling layout. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Scrolling is a layout where windows get positions on an infinitely growing tape. This is in the official Hyperland wiki now. This is built-in functionality. Do you use Hyperland, Nerdsel? Or Niri? Yes, Hyperland, yeah. I'm interested in the scrolling workflow. But I don't know. Like, I need to like understand how to use it properly though. I3 feels like it was written for military purposes or something. What do you mean? For military purposes? What do you think about this? What should this be called? So when we are having a map on the in the list, to get the element at a given index, we call this at. Should I call it the same in the map? Instead of get, this should be called at. I don't know. Or should this be called get on the list? It has no decorations, just information in a straight font and blank background. You can customize it though. Let's go like the trip new. I just feel like if we rename get to at, then at or init is a little bit weird, right? So this is the entry API which initializes the value if it was not there. But this doesn't make sense for a list. Also, speaking about the lists, I don't even want this to be called the lists, because we have the S list. So S list is the singly linked list. This list is a trip list. I don't think we should even have a thing that's called list, because list is the interface, right? And then there are specific lists. Backed by an array or by something else. Like, for example, a queue in Rust is called a vecdeck, not just deck, right? And a map is like a hash map or an ordered map too. So like this map also is technically the ordered map. That's what I'm doing here. Let's call this what's ordered map? Well, sorted map. Rust calls it binary tree map. I'm actually wondering what is the better naming for this. Like we want a distinction. We want a hash map and an ordered map, at least, right? I don't know if we want more details to be put there, but there are potentially multiple implementations of the ordered map too, right? because it can be backed by a trip, like I'm doing here, or it can be like black, white tree, red, black tree, I mean, right? Or, I don't know, could be others, I suppose. Just name them by implementation. Should I call it a trip map? Perfect. Trip map. Should I call this the trip queue and a trip list? I mean, I want to change the implementation of the map later to be this. Also, by the way, how about we look at the C++? C++, the perfect language, right? C++ STL. C++ map. Does trip map solve the traveling salesman problem? All right, so here's the thing. In the std map in Rust is a not in Rust, in the C++ is a sorted associative container that contains key value pairs with unique keys, right? Right? Maps are usually implemented as red black trees, but you can wait, you cannot actually. You just have key and t compare allocator. I thought you can change the red black tree for something else in the parameters of the thing. Or what does that even mean? Hold on, namespace PMR. What is PMR? Fine, I will go to sleep. Good night. What's a PMR? Polymorphic allocator. I think I remember changing more things than just the comparator. And yeah. std map meets the requirements of container, allocator aware container, associative container, and reversible container. Polymorphic allocator, my brain hurts. What do you mean this? std allocator is polymorphic. It's the allocator of this specific type, because the allocator is able to allocate a pair of a key and value in a map. I guess that's what is required of the allocator here. Oh, polymorphic allocator, PMR. That's not the allocator. What's that? The class is an allocator which exhibits different allocation behavior depending upon the memory resource from which is it constructed. Since memory resource uses runtime polymorphism to manage allocations, different container instances with polymorphic allocators as their static allocator type are interoperable, but can behave as if they had different allocator types. CPP lib polymorphic allocator. So PMR means polymorphic or what? What's PMR? Cannot click on it. There was something that I remember, though. There is something that I remember about something. Container library. Let's see, we have a multi-map. We have an unordered map. hash and equal. Whatever we have set. Name 10 maps. C++ isn't perfect, but it sure is insane. Hold on, what am I trying to look at here? Like, can I look at the actual source code of the standard library of the C++, C++, std map source? Let's see, STL map in this place. Multi-map. Maybe I remember incorrectly, but I thought you could like replace the like you know, like they are usually implemented as red black trees. I thought this was another like generic argument of the backing implementation. But maybe I remember something else. Wait, can I even make it a generic argument? I don't know. I guess that's just different maps already. Yeah, whatever. What I'm saying is that my map should be renamed to... I'm just going to rename it to ordered map. Should it be ordered map or ordered map? Should we shorten or should we not shorten the things? Ord map is ord map. It seems like I broke my LSP. Okay. And this list is eventually supposed to be the array list. I just don't have the arrays still in the language. Oh, maybe we could implement arrays real quick. Array list, which is usually called the vac. I just don't like calling the thing vac. Is there a better name than vector for global lists backed by arrays? We can do array list. That's what Java does. What does Zig do? They actually call it array list too. I feel like array list is the way. Even though right now it's backed by a trip. And we're going to call it the array list. Okay, the get versus add is a thing to think about. And singly links list, I guess if I want to iterate here, then it's going to be a reference. And we're iterating over the reference of t's. And we match this with values ref value, tail is ref tail. Then supposedly anything that was here previously would be called an intuiter. And this calls the intuiter. All right. So this functor was not renamed actually. Okay. Examples. Can I just test? No, we don't have tests. We can test advent of code, but I kind of want to test the examples in this. Like I'm supposed to have the... oh, yeah, that's why it was not renamed, because everything is commented out here. That makes sense. Alright, a list not found. Array list. Array list. Array list. Array list new. Okay, so this works. Next. The derive pattern match non-exhaustive. Wait, what? What do you mean non-exhaustive? I don't even have exhaustiveness checking. It's checked at runtime when I'm implementing the derive. Implement to string is derivable as this function. So toString is being derived for Boolean, reference to Boolean and integer. And that's all right. Boolean integer. Yeah, I guess there's no reference here. No, there is a reference here. Okay. Oh, maybe it's because it's an error because we have the list. Yeah. Yeah, we don't do slist iter. We do slist into iter here, right? Is that the reason? I guess. Because we get the error type here at compile time as the argument. Alright. How should this even be handled? So if at compile time, I'm running code at compile time, and we have an error. So what I do usually, because we want the error resilience, we just say that it's an error. And that's all. In the case of the std reflection type info though, if this type is the error, because over here we had the type checking, we have the type error, right? Which resulted in us receiving the error as the argument to this macro, to this function. Well, I mean, I do have the error here actually, and this says to do, and I did not get a to do. I get the other thing. Pattern match non-exhaustive. I should like get the value there. What was non-exhaustive? Let me try this again. Iter. Example derive. Wait, what? How did this get it here? Child must be ASD. Got error. Oh wait, this is the formatter that did that. Yeah, we have references, not that, but like, okay, I guess we want to do this cast and then stop on error false, right? And we have the pattern match non-exhaustive over here while evaluating the quote AST. That's right. But let's see, when I say pattern match non-exhaustive, that's in the interpreter here. I want to yeah, we have the place here. This is what we care about, right? So pattern match non-exhaustive. I want to print the value here, right? Place print value. place, right? Let's see what's the value there. Pattern match not exhaustive. I have a tuple. Okay. I have a tuple with unnamed and named. So the type info is this. Okay, well, I mean... there is the tuple variant that we match in this pattern match though, right? Why did it not match then? It is literally this match. Or do we do the pattern matching if the type also matches? Maybe that's why. Pattern match. If I have a pattern tuple. Value must be tuple. Oh, is it because the name is not the same? The name looks the same, but it actually is different because the type unification, because the unification failed. And so this fails. This is actually interesting because I don't treat the names as being equal unless they were unified successfully in the inference, right? So when I'm matching the this is a variant, right? So the labels, they must be equal. There we go. They must be equal, but equal labels is actually, they must be having equal ID. It doesn't even matter if the names are the same. Which works only if the there is no type errors in the code, I guess. Okay, I'm going to ignore this for now. List is array list. Create is new. Monad, that was new. Trip, new. Collections, ord map. Map T is ord map. List is array list. Create is new. Q new. Array list pushback. Okay, so this fixes all of the issues. In the examples that are being checked, it seems. All right, and then I want to change more things in the standard library. Like I remember, I did want to do other things. Let's see, char. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Can I just say that I love your country? You can say anything. You want. Just for certain things. People can get banned. I'm wondering this here, like the is lowercase. If we look at the Rust standard library, is uppercase. Does this take? Yeah, it takes this by value, but I guess it's fine. It's supposed to be a copy type after all. In order to debug print a value, I kind of don't really need the... I'm going to keep this as is, forget about it. A read file, like, I feel like it's mostly the strings that I want to change. Because we want to take the reference to string, which is the path. We also want to change this to path eventually. I don't want to touch it yet, though. Kind of. Let's see something that is more important. Oh, I have the path. Already. I feel like it's mostly the string module here. Like, I remember that I wanted. For sure, the length of a string should take the reference to it. right? Mm. All right. I think that this is already big enough change. Let's ignore the other issues for now. I just renamed map, ord map, and list to array list. That's okay. Let's keep working on the game here, on the game code. Really bindings for cast when I'm having my own engine, so I don't like Rayleigh with C is the issue, right? And I'm transpiling to JavaScript, and as far as I know, there is no Rayleigh for web. Maybe you can like call Raylib from the Node.js, right? Maybe I could do that, but otherwise the Raylib bindings are going to be happening only when I have the native backend, the C backend, I guess. I'm just focusing on the web for now. Yeah, I don't transpile to C yet. That's a lot of work. Maybe bind some JS engine. Yeah, but I can make my own one. That's the plan anyway. It's not that difficult. I already made a game with my own game engine in my own language. We just need to improve it now. That's all. This is the code for the game. If you have not seen it, I can show it again. Linksider is not in Kast. No. Linksider is the old project that I've been working on for a while. This Kast game engine is new. Linksider is written in Rust, but I also use the custom game engine there. We just made a simple example game so that I know that I can make games with Kast. This is what it looks like. And tomorrow starts the game jam, and maybe we will make something a little bit, but probably not too much more complicated. So I'm using WebGL for graphics there. And we can technically do a 3D game if we wanted. So yeah, the theme is going to be revealed tomorrow. We are going to need to make a game that follows the theme. And make a game in 3 days. So I'm just working on some, like, some simple improvements that I can get to. I would love to have a lot of improvements, but I've been lazy lately to work on the language. I've been playing Zomboid instead. When I change the API in the standard library, or in the library in general, could we have an automatic migration of the code? Somehow. Like, you know, when I change the syntax, I can still parse the code using old syntax and then write a program that converts it to the new syntax. What about the APIs in general? I think that's also doable. What does your STD library currently depend on? Nothing. Well, I mean, what do you mean? What does it depend on? It depends on the, like, the dependencies are different based on the backend. Well, I guess if you are asking when I'm compiling to JavaScript, I have two backends right now. I have the interpreter and JavaScript backend. So the interpreter backend depends on what is implemented in the interpreter, I guess, right? The JavaScript backend, we just use the built-in Node.js library. And I can show you the runtime is here. I do use Node readline, fs, and util. Those are the things that I'm importing here. This is 650 lines of TypeScript. I don't know. Is that netcode? Yeah, we have the client server example too. Kast examples, TCP server, and then you run over here. Kast examples, TCP client, and then they connect to each other. I mean, I have my Twitch bot running with, it's written in Kast now. We are parsing the IRC protocol, and we connect there. And that's all. So the bot running right now as a transpiled Kast already, right? So we just connect to IRC chat Twitch TV and do things there. The server stuff, I was thinking of making the multiplayer game tomorrow, but that would require WebSocket. WebSocket, as far as I understand, is not in the Node.js standard library. I could import the library somehow. I don't know. We'll do a multiplayer for the next game jam. Tomorrow I was just going to do a single player run. It's already cool that we can make a game in the language, right? What do you think about Go as backend and why is it quite unpopular? What do you mean quite unpopular? Go is popular language, right? as a backend? Is it unpopular as a backend? I mean, no, it is popular as a backend. What else do you use it for? That's literally what you use it for, no? Oh, you mean for my language? I feel like I don't need it. Like, I feel like JavaScript and C are the two fundamental things, right? So C is the fundamental thing, or I guess unless we do assembly directly, then it is C. If we do the transpilation, C is very portable. And if I have the JavaScript backend, then there is a bunch of options in the middle. But why would I go for them if the JavaScript works? Then just more backends. But the idea of the language is that you should be able to write your own backend easily. So, I mean, relatively easily, right? Like the JavaScript transpiler right now, it's not a lot of code, right? I mean it's 1,000, 1,500, maybe like 2,000 lines of code. I feel like that's pretty small for now. JVM is pretty simple too, right? Yeah, JVM could be another option. And you can use like TinyGo to run and embed it. My personal plans, I don't do embedded stuff, so I don't care really. If we go and implement the C backend, you would be able to do it anyway, right? JVM is a good idea. JVM is pretty simple, I heard. I didn't really try it. JVM bytecode spec. How big is the spec? I don't know. I just heard that it is simple. I'm wondering if the OCaml I was trying to go the way where I'm transpiling my language to OCaml before, but OCaml is annoying in my opinion. I'm not sure if the bytecode that they use is better or not. I don't know, I just feel like we just go directly to C and yeah, and that's it. Right? Like the reason I go to C is just for the performance. Otherwise, I can stay on JavaScript. JavaScript is perfectly fine, in my opinion, for like a lot of programs in terms of the runtime speed, right? So, I mean, if I compile, if I generate better JavaScript, right now I'm generating pretty bad one, so it's not performing well. But I can generate better JavaScript, and it will run well, and it will run everywhere, including the browser, which makes it the best compilation target, which is why I'm starting with it. But if we go to if we want the performance, then we want something native, and then we don't do JVM either, right? For the maximum performance, we go LLVM, but for simplicity, we might transpile to C before that. That's the current plan, at least. But for my personal use cases, JavaScript is definitely good enough. Definitely good enough. So we might just stay on this single target for a while. There is a bunch of alternatives to LLVM. There is QBE, Crane Lift. Yeah, and you licked QBE. Yeah, I know about it. But I think that's transpiling to C is just easier to for me to understand. Like I don't want to learn another thing. Depend on it. Transpiling is just so, I don't know. I like the idea of transpiling more. I feel like I think QBE also has smaller amount of backhands, right? The current QBE version can target AMD 64 ARM and RISC-V, right? Like if I transpile to C directly, I have support for more targets automatically too, right? Could you write a Kast GCC front end? I could, but that's the same as LLVM, no? That's pretty complicated thing. As I understand it. Transpiling to C is better in my opinion than any of those options. Because then we can basically automatically use LLVM or GCC by like using the appropriate C compiler, or we can use the C compiler that's compiling faster instead. I don't know much about the C compilers. There's also the Zig compiler, which can compile C code. You can also add bun without much friction, just for the cool stuff in the standard library. Do they have more cool stuff in the standard library, the bun? I thought they just give you the same standard library as the Node.js. I could do bun. Easily. Like, do they have any additions on top? So we have Node.js compatibility, just supporting Node style module resolution names for full compatibility with built-in Node globals. Blah, 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 blah. But implements standard web APIs like fetch, WebSocket, and readable stream. So like, this is something that is not available in the Node.js, I suppose. They have the SQL drivers natively. So you don't need to import it as a library. So they just have the fetcher standard library, is that it? Well, it's implemented in the runtime, I guess, right? Instead of it being implemented in JavaScript. Which makes it faster. Oh, you have like the SQL syntax. Really? What I was looking for earlier is the WebSocket. Do they have the WebSocket server? Bun serve supports server-side WebSockets. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I could just replace Node.js with bun, and that's it. then we have the web sockets too, without a third-party library. Sure. All right. Anyway, back to what I was doing. I was renaming the things. And I was thinking, right? If you change the library and you make a breaking change, like you rename a thing to a different thing, that's like the simple one. Could you provide the users of your library an automatic migration tool? I feel like you can, because you can always use, like, if you have access still to the old version of the library, right? You can see all of the references to the things, and then you can rewrite code easily. You can. Can it be done like somehow automatically? Well, I mean, we need to somehow connect the different versions, so the migration still needs to be needs to be written still, right? I'm wondering if that's a useful feature or not, though, because normally you don't really make breaking changes, and that's it. But because you don't make breaking changes, you like it's annoying to be locked into the current like API that you have when you're developing a thing until you have stabilized. Board map, new board map. Array list. Okay, I think this works. Let's try build. That took a while. Hold on, time just build. How long does it take? Uh, 5.6 seconds to compile my little game here from scratch. We're doing everything from scratch. How much code do we have? 3,000 lines of code in here, plus whatever is in the standard library, which is another 1,000. 1.3 plus 2.7. 4,000 lines of code. 4,000 lines of code compiled in 6 seconds. It's not very good, right? Maybe it's fine. I don't know. It's okay for now. All right. I was working though on the asset loading and for the deriving the assets, right? So what we want to do if this is compiled properly now. Wait, I do not remember changing the code over here. What do I derive? I derived the vertex, right? Derive vertex derive over here. Oh, it's because this is written in this way. Okay, let's rewrite this too. So I want to say that over here we just say init fields, and then we say over here that init fields is empty ast, and then we just iterate over name and type in list iterate named, and then over here we say that init fields is fields, and then this thing, name identifier, is that. And then we don't need to do this. I think this looks a little bit easier. Let's see if it still builds. Unexpected dollar over here. It is unexpected indeed, because I need a semicolon here. Inference error. Reference is not equal to this. Okay, that makes sense because this is a reference. To those things. All right, this still compiles. Nice. Let's also try to using this asset. So I have the trait load, which loads the asset from path, right? And we just go over the fields, and we append the name of the field as the to the path to load the field from there. Also, for every asset, when we load it, I want to know the extension, right? I want to know the extension there for every field. So I want to have the default extension is just a string, right? So the default extension for the compound data structure is actually none, which means that it's going to be an optional string, I guess. And over here, when I'm joining the path, I want not only the name of the field, but also the extension. If we have an extension, right? Field file name. So that I would say that field file name is name, right? But if field type as load default extension is some extension, then field file name is field file name plus dot plus extension. Is that what I do? I suppose. Yeah, thank you for coming, graphic. Hopefully I'll do something useful today. See you later. All right, so the idea was that instead of writing imperative code to load the asset, we instead just have this struct defining all the types, right? And then we just say, so I guess I just include AST here, which is gang asset derive load. We don't have the special syntax for this yet, so that's what we do. We derive load for the assets. What I think is wrong here is that, so over here, we are specifying the inline nested struct. The inline nested struct. That is something that... that is like weird in combination with derives. So we could extract this as a separate struct. That's what you have to do in Rust and in a bunch of languages. But if I want to allow the inline type definitions like this, I would expect the derives to automatically derive the things here. But it will actually not. Do that. Just build, let's see. We are not even, we still have the issues here, right? Somewhere. Asset. What is that? What is that error message? Which I cannot get to the beginning to. While initializing the expression. Load is path into load fields. Oh wait, load fields is... Yeah, load fields is this and that. That's right. Okay, let's try this on a simpler struct then. So if I just comment this, right? Let's say music is audio buffer. That's all. What's going to happen then? So this is the error message. It says main assets. Oh, we have a unit, comma, this. Okay, got it. Right. It does make sense. Because when I'm deriving here, we start with the empty AST. And then over here, I am saying this empty AST and then comma, right? So we have nothing and then comma. So we generate code like this. Comma dot field is something. Should I allow the non-trailing commas? The commas in the beginning? Should I? Or what is the better way of writing this code? I can initialize this field first, and then the rest. I cannot really just say that we pass the load fields here, and then we add the comma after the field. I cannot do that, because this is not generating tokens. This should be valid syntax here. So the question is how in general we concatenate the list of things with commas, right? We want to concatenate the list of things with commas. Well, maybe that's what we do, you know? We say that load fields is, let's just use the array list here, and then I'm going to say load fields array list pushback. But you're going to add this AST there, right? Instead of doing that. So we have a list of ASTs which must be combined with a comma, right? And then we want to load fields to be what? Array list for AST in iterate load fields. We don't have the int iter. I should add it probably. So if this is an AST, how that's the question here. Holy, it's Bad Cop. He's back to game dev. Yeah, almost. I'm just preparing before the game jam starts, you know, for the game jam. So cheating, just like you did the other day. Do you have the MMO code in Kast yet? No. Do you think the first game I make in Kast for a game jam should be an MMO? I mean, all I need is the server and the client server. I do have the client server functionality, but not the one that works in the browser, so in the WebSockets. And I just learned that Node.js does not have the WebSocket server in the standard library, but Ban does. So we might do that. Do you think I should? I don't think I should. Do the like maybe for the second game jam. You guys just use the library for Node for now. Yeah, I don't know how to import a library. That sounds difficult. Like no, not importing the library is difficult, I guess, right? But how do I make the Kast import the JavaScript library, right? It needs to be installed is the thing, right? How do you deploy your Node.js applications? Do you just have the WebSocket installed on the server and in the global thing? That's what you do? Or like, no? You bundle? I see. No, I think it's doable. Like, I am having my Node.js. I could add the packages here. I could add it. I could do that for with Nix, I guess. Also. But I'm just saying that it's not part of my standard library. I don't want to depend too much on the things. You know? So they like have the ability to I can make anything, right? I can do it. I can do it. But it would be an implicit dependency, which is why I don't like it, right? Like I can embed any JavaScript source code. Yeah, application can do the require, right? I can just I have this runtime written in JavaScript for the game engine, the little things, right? I could have the this re-export the functionality. So it's like localized here at least. I don't know. Let me keep doing what I was doing before. I'm trying to write a derive macro for loading the assets. And the issue is that if I have a list of ASTs, then how do I combine them into the list of ASTs separated with a comma? So I was previously just saying that result is the AST, which has the previous result followed by a comma and followed by this AST over here, right? But this is not correct because the result originally is empty, which results in me having the comma in the beginning instead of the comma in the end, right? So this must be this must have an if. We should have like first is true, and then we say over here that if first, then we say that result is just the AST, right? Result is literally equal to AST, and otherwise result is equal to result and AST. First is false. I could have this as the what? I want to like what's the general mechanism here, right? It is the folding. We have the iterator and we want to fold it into a single element. Or maybe reduce. is the correct thing that we want, right? Reduce reduces the element to a single one by repeatedly applying the reducing operation, and then it must have the same type then, right? First F. No, it's fold then, right? Fold. I mean, it is reduce, but no, fold returns B. Wait, what? Why is reduce implemented with fold? Oh, first is self, next question mark, right? Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, we want like a reduce. Let's have a reduce. So then the code that I write here would be, right, something like array list into iter load. Make it implode like PHP. That's what PHP calls it. std iter reduce. I did not change my pipe operator to have the first argument, did I? No, I did actually. Wait, did I? Yeah, I think I did. Reduce. So reduce is just the, we have like, we have ASTA and ASTB, and we just combine them with a comma. So we just say A, comma B, like this. That's literally what we do in this case. Sure. Collecting this into the array list seems like not the best thing to do. Can we just say that over here? Can we do it in the functional way? Load fields is. Can we just do this? We iterate over the named things, and then we do std iter map, which does this thing. And then after that, we reduce. So reduce returns option in case the this thing is empty, which means that we need to do option unwrap. Let's see what we have in option. Let's add unwrap or something, right? Const unwrap, or let's add unwrap or else. Team opt option t else a function returning t, right? So this should return t. So it's going to be match opt some x, then x, and then else. Unwrap or do I not call it else, but something like an actual name? What do you call it usually? The default? default. Hello, Jack. Kast is going well. We are preparing for making the game for the game jam, which starts tomorrow. If you have not seen, I already made a game. A simple game with it. Just doing some improvements to standard library and the game engine, I guess. Just small, like, things. Like adding unwrap or to option. Or adding the oh, I do have the map for the iterations already, right? So I wanted for the iterator to have the reduce. If we have the iterable, if we have iterable team, it's cast based off Haskell. It's based off of a bunch of languages. It's not Haskell. It's a bunch. I don't even like. It's not even based on a yeah. I don't know. It's like Haskell, Rust. I think Rust has more influence than Haskell on the language. The double colon, I guess, is what you use in Haskell, but the like the mutable and like the references, that's something that you don't have there, I suppose. The arrows are used in both. I don't know. I'm just coming up with my own syntax, kind of I'm trying to like bring the best of all of the language that I know of, right, into a single language. That's what I'm trying to do here. Reduce is so we have the iterable of t, and we want to reduce using the function, which is like one of the biggest differences between this and Haskell is that I do not like currying. So we still like, for example, call functions with parentheses. In the first version of the syntax of the language, I was still calling the functions like fx, but it has problems. So we're doing the regular stuff. Also, it is not supposed to be a pure language. It is instead supposed to be a language with the effects, with the effect system. So instead of monads, we are annotating the functions with the side effects, although that's not implemented yet, but that's supposed to be the case in the future. This is just the first version that is somewhat usable. So f is just a function that takes t and returns t, right? How do we combine two elements into one element, right? And then we get as a result an optional t, right? That's what we get. Let's do like this. I don't know. Is that more readable then? Is this more readable than on a single line? I don't know. So reduce, we just say that say iter.iter x into So we don't have iterators. So I cannot just see if it's empty or not. We must give it a consumer. But then I can just have the result be none. Right? And then I just return the result. And over here, we say that match result with none than x. So like result is going to be equal to, if none, then it's x. So we, and then in none is sum x. I guess it's always going to be sum, right? But if it's none, then it's x, and if it's a sum previous, then it's going to be f of previous and x, right? Because we want to combine them in order like this, right? Let's try to go to the REPL here. So let's see, std range 1 to 10. Std range 1 to 10. Std iter reduce. Std op and int 32. Not reduct, reduce. Oh no. Reduce std op and int 32. 45. 45. Is 45 the sum of the numbers from 1 to 10? We do have the inference error though. Iterable is not reverse iterable. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. So the range is returning the reverse iterable. But we don't have subtyping. So this is the one that can be reversed. But it's a different type. It's that these should be traits. Which means that the reduce should take not this, but any type that implements the trait. I'm going to ignore this issue for now, because we're not going to use the reversible iterator anyway, because the only one is the range. So that's okay. And option, unwrap, or else. Std iter reduce. All right. So the question is, will this work or not? Seems like it doesn't. Change compile error node. Unexpected end of file. Wait, what? Unexpected end of file. Did I not close a thing? I guess I didn't close this map. That's right. Okay. Type error. Type tuple. A tuple, which is a function, is not iterable. In the pipe, when we're doing this pipe over here, steady iterate map. We have first and args, which does first and args. First into f args, right? Yeah, what's wrong with that? So we should do a map. Oh wait. Oh, map over here is a current function. This one is not current. This one is. Right. Yeah. Let's change the map to not be current anymore. We have the iter. That's because before I made the change to have the pipe pipe the argument to be the first argument, but now we can do that. Like this. Make std iter map not current. All right. What about now? Okay, I don't see any errors. No field type tuple. Hold on. Is it still the same? Just build. Type shape unit is not AST. Okay, that's a different error actually. Unit is not AST. Why? So load field, right? I'm supposed to have the AST here. Iterate named. Named is the list of string and type. Right. So when I iterate over those, I have these. Let's have into iter here, although it doesn't really matter. Meh. No, let's keep that. So this returns AST. Can I not hover like this thing? Maybe I cannot. Oh, unwrap or. I did not finish this, right? If I just have the unwrap, though, is this going to work? Maybe not. I mean, it is highlighting this entire thing, right? So this entire thing... Unit is not AST. This is inferred to be unit? Option unwrap should return the team. Let's do one by one. Okay, fine. Let's do one by one here. Let's say let underscore be this. So this is an iterable of units. Okay. So, oh, wait, I see the issue. I'm stupid. Okay. It's because of this semicolon. What do we think about the last expression being the thing? I feel like the difference between the semicolon being present and not present is so small. All right, I want to unwrap or unwrap or else we're just going to return the empty AST. There we go. Or I guess unwrap or empty AST. There we go. So this compiles, but it also compiles because we have some features not implemented yet. Let's do a serve. (2019) localhost 2019. No, it's not 2019. Why does Kadi not tell me it's admin endpoint, right? Why does Kadi not tell us the port we are looking at? I need to look at my just file. Kadi run. Just have Kadi file here. It's 8080, of course. Okay, console play. Wait, what? Oh, that's right. That's because we never run the code. That's because we never run the code. Right. So in main KS, right? So this is me having the assets, having the music. Let's do this now. So I'm deriving the loading for assets for this struct instead of doing it in this way, right? And then I just say that assets is assets as gang asset load from the dot, I guess. Why can I not hover this? We have the syntax highlighting. Hello? Oh. Unwrap underscore doesn't exist. My language server is broken. Type tuple. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, load is a AST. Hold on. Yeah, we want not A and B here. We want A and B like this, right? Because we want to combine the ASTs, not have ASTs as values there. That's right. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So this compiles, but we're going to have the runtime error now, right? No cast impl found, right? For the font. So font as a loading asset is not implemented, basically, is what is happening here. I'm wondering why is it font, because font is not the first field. Shouldn't it be the first field? Oh, maybe the order of the field, maybe the order is not... Hold on a second. I want to see the generated thing. In JavaScript, the order of initialization is specified, right? Is it in Kast that I have, like, I'm generating them in random order or something? Oh, it's in the alphabetical order, right? Because this F is the first field. Because it's F. Lexicographically, it's the smallest thing. Probably. Is that the problem in my JavaScript transpiler? That's not the behavior that I want. I want to have the, what, expression tuple, maybe? No, we have parts here, actually, right? That's not it. Should I take a look at the generated JavaScript font? No. It's not going to be that easy, I guess. Okay, how about this? How about this? Let's generate a different code in the derive macro, right? An asset here. So instead of saying that, I'm saying like field type as load.load, instead of doing this, instead of doing this code, name ident, like all of this, is going to be changed with dbg print name underscore, because like I don't have a value here. I'll have to do the underscore. Do I transpile not inferred values? I mean, yes, I am transpiling not inferred variables for sure. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, so font, music, SFX, shaders, and textures. Those are the fields And it seems like they are sorted. Why would they be sorted though? How about this? How about this? How about I do comp time dbg print name. It's called eval. Font, music, right? So like it's not the JavaScript side because I am literally having this list, right? So maybe it is the type info. Maybe std reflection type info is implemented incorrectly. Let's take a look. Reflection. Oh, reflection here on the OCaml. So construct tuple, right? We just zip order. No, not construct tuple. Construct list init. So if I have a type tuple, we have construct variant tuple. Tuple make named. Yeah, there you go. Tuple name. This over here is the string map, which means that it is in order, right? What I want instead is to say type tuple tuple named order rev. List rev. List map. Function name. Type tuple named string map find name. No, we want name and this. There we go. All right. Use order of definition tuple of tuple type definition in reflection type info. All right. It doesn't really like matter much, but I mean, should you even rely on the order of the fields when you are writing a derive? Right? Because the order technically could be specified in different orders in different places. Is the issue. Although, I mean, if, yeah, we should like prioritize the definition. I'm not sure if I do right now. Anyway. Next flake update. So this should give me the order that I write. There we go. Music, SFX, font shaders. Those are this is the correct order now. Okay, so now I can say this, right? But once again, the issue was that the trait is not implemented. We're not checking it at compile time yet. The fact that traits are implemented or not. Wait, hold on. Uncode error. Transpiler JavaScript ML 347. What? Transpiler JavaScript 347. Opaque. To do type. Oh, it's because the first thing that we have now is music, right? Which is the audio buffer, and the audio buffer is just the opaque type. That's right, because it's just only known to JavaScript. That's correct. But when I'm transpiling the opaque type, to do type opaque, to do type, cast types to do. It's not a to do. Cast types. Create or find. Create or find. By name. Is that what we want? Create or find. Debug name. So the opaque type, we have the types at runtime available to us. Still, type opaque. Do we have? Oh, I have a name actually. Oh, I have a name. Oh, there you go. For these. We just have a type named. Why does type named would do the invalid argument? Only simple types, only simple names, please. Okay. Haskell is actually based on Kast. Who are you going to do the D2 Jam with, Bad Comp? Is it going to be a huge team? You don't know? You don't want to try and write a little bit of Kast? It might just be me. Yeah, if you want to actually make a game, you probably should not join me. Can I, instead of raising the invalid argument here, because this is done in these places, yeah, I'm just going to say type named name. And this is, instead of raising, is just going to say to do type. Oh wait, to do type is over there. We just going to say that And to do type is this. There we go. Oh wait, what is S? S has type exception. No, it doesn't. Oh, to do type. S string. There you go. Yeah, it's because of this over here. So I say to do type only simple names, please. There you go. Only simple names, please. Make string only simple names, please. Name. Like this. It's kind of cheating to make your whole language before the gem, you know? Well, according to the rules, bad cop, it's not. Can I use pre-made code and assets? Yes, anything goes. All right. Anything goes. You can do anything. You can do the full game before it. Gotta make the language during the jam. There's a jam, language jam. Language jam. Wait, what is this? Languagejam.net. That's different. Until then, it's terrific. That's something different. Langjam, I guess. This one on the itch. That was a 7-day game jam where you had to build a programming language and then make a game using it. Let's see the results. How many games do you think were made? That's a lot of games, actually. It's more than one page. Imagine. How many people? Creativity of the programming language. Creativity of the game. Submissions. 15 to play in the browser. 9 on Windows. Can I see like the total amount? 34 entries. Do you think all of these languages are Lisps or some of them are not? Let's see the winner. Let's see the result. Which is the creativity of the programming language. Relational SMT runner game. Tron written in interstate. Yendor. I like this. Zack-like dungeon roguelike. View submission page. This is my favorite game of the jam. Alright. How do you go there? You go here. Check out the full game and the self-interpreter. Okay, I guess it's not a Lisp. Nice. Stragger. What did he do? Right-handed coding language. Oh, is it where you code with only one hand? We should do a mouse-only coding language where you code with mouse. What would it look like? Y-U-I-O. Yeah. Install. Using your right hand on the QWERTY keyboard, type the following command on a Linux or macOS shell. Let me type this using my right hand. There we go. Huh? Huh? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Do you need bash? No. Oh, you need to git pull first. And then, like, inside there, do that, right? Okay, whatever. And written source code language using tablet pen input. Yeah. Yeah. We just use the AI. And then you, like, handwrite the prompt. What am I looking for here? Okay, we have a to-do. I need to commit this. Right? Transpile opaque types. Let's try again. So this is supposedly going to tell us the name of the type for which the trait is not implemented, which is going to be line 343. Wait, what? Did I not rebuild? I did rebuild. Line 343. To do type. Oh, wait, right. Now this this should be name, right? And then we say type named name, right? That's what I do. But this name is no. This is the type opaque, which has name in it. There we go. But this name is name, and we want name shape, right? Because yeah, so we want this into inference var await inferred. There you go. No? No, not await inferred. Okay. Name await inferred. Optional name. Name. Await inferred. Name. Value var error shape. Oh, what's error shape? I don't have the error shape for names, do I? Name shape. Name part. Yeah, how do I await the name to be inferred? Why do I need the error here? What's the error shape used for? Got it. This should be like a function that's called instead. And you go send the theme is. The theme is penguins. Is it? Better be. He's offline. You forgot to vote. I was gonna send this yesterday. Are you sure it's not drift? It's on the VOD. Can you clip? Proof? Any proof? The theme is farting. Alright, so we need to wait for the name to be inferred because names are inferable. But in order to wait for it to be inferred in the error shape, I guess let's change this function for the error shape to be a unit into A, and then we call this here instead. So this should be that. This should be that. This should be well, I mean, we should just have the error name shape, right? When are you going to finish Bins of Power? I think Bins of Power is a good game to rewrite into Kast, actually. It's pretty simple, right? Yeah. We make it single player instead of multiplayer, I think. Linksider rewrite. Linksider is a little bit more complicated. Hello, Tool at Rallis. Hi. Can we get a Rollycubes client in Kast? You can do it, probably. It's not that difficult, right? Kast sounds hard to me. Well, it's supposed to be easy. We just don't have a tutorial yet. We can generate the bindings. What is the spec written in? Shima JSON. What is this? C++. What is this? 12 hours ago game? Wait, what? Is there a game in C++? Oh, that's Godot. That's a fork of Rollycubes. So the Shima JSON is here too then, right? Haha. Haha. Oh, no, I saw this, right, yes. It's the card game. I didn't know the name for it. Wait, what's Rollycraft? Glass box of emotions. That's the Minecraft client. All right. Shima Jason. There we go. One of definitions, a room list. This. Yeah, I think you can generate this actually. We can actually write the thing. And then what? Then it's just like the TCP connection with the JSONs, with the JSON streams. And every JSON is in a separate line then too? Or no? There's a thing that makes it easier supposedly. Object properties. QuickType. What's QuickType? Generate strongly typed models and serializers from JSON, JSON schema, TypeScript, and GraphQL queries. Making the breeze to work with JSON type safety in many programming languages. Well, I mean, yeah, but like, they don't have the Kast generators, right? So in order to make the Kast generators, we do this ourselves. But at the same time, what we can do is that we can run at compile time. So like we, instead of generating the source code and then putting the generated source code into the Git, we actually write the thing and then run it at compile time that converts the JSON schema to the module with all of the type definitions, right? It's like a compile time macro instead, yeah. They give you an abstraction to make the generator. Yeah. I mean, we probably can do that too. We can call QuickType at compile time to generate the file, and then use that file as like the thing, I guess. We can at compile time do anything, including calling the thing, right? Like, what is that? What do you mean they give me an abstraction? I mean, it's like a TypeScript library or something? All right. Alright, I'm just going to fail with lock here in case this is not inferred. It's not only used in this one place. And maybe later I will actually have the error variant to the name. Not sure if that's a good idea. Like, for example, over here, await infer the boolean. When I'm waiting infer the boolean, and it could not be inferred. Well, I mean, in this case, I just returned like some random thing. False. Not sure. Oh, it's mutable. Its image is mutable specifically, which is boolean. Okay, I'm going to quickly test that. This is my compile time macro. The first thing it does is exec VE. Commit all amend. Let's try again. Build. There you go. Audio buffer. We don't have the implementation for it. Right. So here's what we do. Here is what we do. Should this be implemented in the asset actually or somewhere else? Let's see. This is not very well structured also. Where should be the implementation of audio? Like, when is audio even included? Let's see, lib. Audio is like a separate thing. Okay. It's not part of the gang for some reason. Although it should. But yeah, basically we say implement gang or gang asset load buffer as this to be. Right, so the default extension is... Wait, do we have the music in the MP3? No, the music is in WAV. Everything is WAV, so it's good. We're just going to say that default axt is WAV and load is the function that takes path and returns. Well, we just have this load, right? Yeah. Load. We just say load here because we literally have it here. Right? Like this. What else do we... I mean, let's just build and then see. Could not find gang in scope. Because this one is separate, right? So it means that the audio... No, I don't want the audio to be dependent on gang. Let's actually structure this properly, fine. So I have the gang, gang over here. Move. This is going to be the lib then. And the asset is here. Audio is going to be part of gang, right? I'm just going to say that asset is import asset. So we just do asset load. right? I say audio is import audio here instead of here. I feel like input also needs to go there. Not sure about the other things yet. What do we have in the input? Nothing. We just import the common. Not sure about the font. Font is... I mean, maybe I should do the font. We have common. Common. Yeah. Let's move font here too. Oh, wait. Font depends on gang. Oh, so... because we have the load texture there. Yeah, we need to like figure out how to structure all of this. Okay, the inference now is different. Over here, load string into audio buffer. Oh yes, the default X should be optional. So it's somewhat. There we go. While evaluating the apply expression over here, read file. Wait, what happened while? What do you mean while? Oh, no such file or directory, runtime JS. Got it. Runtime, this is the gang runtime, right? Runtime JS. Yeah. Which should be called gang maybe then, and not just runtime. Font import gang lab. String doesn't have fields. Input. Because this is now a gang input context and gang audio context, right? So we should say gang audio everywhere. Which I think makes sense. Unless we want to import the name, but I think we don't want that yet for this example. Okay. Something is compiled. Cannot access lexical declaration place value 1815379 before initialization. All right. I'm now transpiling the thing to the not correct JavaScript, apparently. Is it because I was moving the things around? Or is it because of something else? dbg print yo yo yo. Do we get there? Or do we not? Is the question. We do not get there. So this is when I'm initializing something. Wait a second, what? What again? Line 3675. Cannot access place value before initialization, right? Because this variable, so this is sum, and this is wav. Okay, so we cannot initialize some wav. This is just a miscompilation, actually, because I used this before initialization. How so? So I say sum wav. Oh, place value is this, right? Because I'm initializing all the places only after I initialize all of the constants. But in this case, the constant this is when I'm transpile place captured places place value, right? This is weird. How do I fix this? And what is exactly The issue is that we have the implementation of the trait over here, right? Over here. This implementation of the trait is just an object with default X being the field of this object, and the field of this object is this thing. I mean, yeah, this is just like like we can see that the WOV is generated before. Like this is literally the previous thing, right? So we have access to this value. We should, instead of having a place value reference to this directly to this constant that I have done before. But why is the place value, right? Because I am transpiling the variant. Which has associated data. So the associated data, it lives in a place. We don't just have the constant there. Right. Transpile value shape. If I have a variant here, we say create variant, transpile place, read place, right? So I'm just reading this place. Why am I reading this place in JavaScript instead of capturing this thing as a constant? Like, it should not be shouldn't it be just a read place? Interpreter, like, it shouldn't be interpreter read place. There. What about the tuples here? If we have a tuple, then we say field place. Yeah, see, when I'm transpiling the tuple, I'm reading the place. And then transpiling the value. But when I'm doing the variant, for some reason I'm doing the different thing. Okay, there we go. So we just do place, read place. And then after I read it, I'm just going to transpile value. Right? Is that better? I feel like this should work. Let's try. Fix variant value transpilation. Because we want to capture the value, not the reference to the value in this case. I think so. All right, just build. Let's see again. Okay, there we go. Yo, 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 not found. Localhost music WoW. That's right. That's because main KS not here. Main KS over here, right? Yo, yo, yo is working. It's because I'm supposed to load the assets from the folder called assets, not from the dot. There we go. There you go. And now we have another miscompletion line 334. Transpiler line 334. What is this? Optional name, to do type. Right, yeah, no. I understand what this is though. What this is that this over here is the inline struct. Yeah, I'm not sure how to deal with that. For now, of course, I can say that assets I don't know. Let's say module. And we'll say that T is this new type. Let's put it in a module, I guess. SFX. So I will say that SFX is new type like this. Textures is a new type like that. And shaders is a new type like that. Because like I need to derive this thing for all of the types. Right? I need to derive for T, I need to derive for shaders, I need to derive for SFX, and I need to derive for textures. To do multiple values, to do, hold on. What do you mean to do multiple values? To do multiple values for key. Okay. Can I just, like, do that? Multiple values for key. Why is this printed there? Fatal error. To do multiple values for key. Oh. To do multiple values for key. Oh my god. What we have to do? How do we do a to do? Multiple values for key. This is the value map, that's right. So the issue is that we want to have a map from value to whatever, right? So we want to use a value as a key in a map. That's the thing. But the issue is that the values are inferable. So we want to be able to use the not inferred things as keys in a map. And because I allow for that, it means that the keys are mutating. And when previously two inference variables were not known to be equal, they would be different keys. And then we have unified them, so we know that the two types or values are equal. Okay. So this is the issue. And I think the issue is because this over here or something. I don't know. Actually. Let's get rid of the derives here. Let's move all of the derives to the bottom. Right? Let's move all of the derives to the bottom. Is this changing anything? No. But what if I move all of the derives over here? Outside of this module. But I will just then need to say... I will need to say then over here, assets dot that doesn't fix it. What if I don't even do the derives at all? Is that going to work? It does work, right? So it is the derives that leads to the problems. Although this over here, everything should be inferred. Let's do one by one. If I just do that, then it works. But if I add the shaders to it, then it is multiple keys for values, right? But for which values? Multiple keys for values. I would like to know, but the OCaml is annoying, kind of. And printing in that position the values is not possible because printing has not been defined yet. Why would this result in this issue? The shaders, this thing. We are just deriving the load. Well, does it say when compiling this include AST, right? And then we're instantiating the generic collections as list iter. Because I'm iterating over the things. So I'm instantiating the generic. This over here has the hidden generic argument t, right? All right. Which means that I cannot instantiate this generic. Load fields. The type is est. The type of this is that. Hold on. Restart language server. What's going to happen? I mean, that's a panic there, right? The compilation fails with a panic, so we cannot hover this file, but the other files are working. This feels like a bug in my language. I mean, I knew that I have that bug. But it was working fine. And now it isn't. Type info tuple. What if I say over here, std reflection, type info tuple, so that I can, you know, like I explicitly say the generic arguments here? Is that going to change? T T T T T T T. Named is an S list. Oh, it's not type info tuple. No, 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 no. It's field. It's field. That's what we want. That's right. That makes sense. As the reflection field. What do you mean? It is a field there, right? Another error is over here. Or not. reflection field. Type is this. It's not equal to string type. String type. Yeah, field is not string type. Field has name. Wait, what a sec. Wait a second. This is not even correct. Code here, right? I am supposed to iterate over the name thing. Dot name and dot type is field type. There we go. That sounds more correct. Field name string is not equal to string type. Wait, are you sure? Is that my error? Or maybe it is like that because I used it in the other place. I already used it in the ugly, right? Vertex derive. Like this is the same thing. I need to do dot name and dot type, right? Wait, how did this? This was working before though. How is this working? How was this working? What? I don't get it anymore. No. Named is the list. Dot name dot type. Named over here. What's the type? This is not equal to that. String type. Hold on, tuple. Fine. Let me check the definition here. Reflection. Type in for tuple. Oh wait, no. It is a single list of string and type. Okay. Why do I have a field then? Why is not a list of fields? Is this even being used anywhere? It's not. Okay. So the field is not being used. I thought I would use it here, but I'm not. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense why it worked. So yeah. Yeah, we just have name and field type. Name and type. Field type. Okay, so now, yeah, now this is not the field. Now this should be like type, string and type, right? That's what we want. We're using the anonymous one here. Multiple values for key. Oh no. I don't know if I can fix this right now. So the idea is that if we want to have a map from values where values are inferable, so we want to have a map with mutable keys. which means that we potentially, like, I don't even know. What do we do? Like, when we know, so like the only mutation that can happen though is that two things become equal to each other, right? So if two things become equal to each other, then we need to merge the values in the map. Is the idea, I suppose. The values must also be unified, not only the keys. Right? But I don't want to do that right now. So what do I do then? Because I'm kind of blocked. I'm not really like exactly sure why does this happen though. And we might hit this again when I write some other code. What if I only derive for the shaders? So like if I only call this thing once, does it? So is that what's happening here? I think that's what's happening, right? If I call this function multiple times, this function, we're trying to call this function at compile time multiple times. Even though we are calling it immediately. Okay, hold on. I know what we can do. Hold on. I know what we can do. We can do include AST. We can do include AST. So I want to derive. We want to return the AST, which is deriving assets T, and you know, we want to have this. Shaders. So we're going to construct a one big AST. I don't know why would that change anything, but let's try that. Let's try that as a hack. It did not work. It did not work. So I just cannot call this function twice. I mean, we don't even include AST, right? So I cannot just evaluate me calling this function multiple times. Why not? Oh, wait. No, wait, what? No, that makes no sense. Because the right, like, it's before I generate the AST even, right? So so all we do is we just call the function multiple times. All we do is we call multiple times the single function and it doesn't work. It did work though with the... Okay. No, it did not work. Here's what I'm wondering, basically. We do have the include AST a vertex derived, like this thing, right? What if I try to derive for another thing, you know? Let's have a scope here with another like type, vertex 2, you know, vertex 2. I want to derive the ugly vertex for vertex 2 here. And is this going to be the same issue? It is going to be the same issue. And now it is in this over here. Okay. This is weird. It's because I'm trying to instantiate this generic. So it's interpreter core. Instantiate. Instantiate is over here. Right? So I want to find value map here. Value map find opt. This over here. I'm trying to find the generic instantiation. It's only happening over here. So instantiated generics. ID is the ID of the generic itself. To do this mixes different generics. Oh wait, what? I have a to do here. This mixes different generics. This sounds really bad. Instantiations, find opt arg. Like, why does it change after a single evaluation? That makes that is the question. I'm gonna go rest. This is late. I don't know if we're going to be able to make a game if my language is going to not compile properly. Like this.
What did you say? If the purple thing is a 3, then
temporary label. So now we need the true temporary entrance where we can rearrange. So that's the true.
Alright, this guy is making a compiler in Haskell.
And then jump.
If you guys are interested in more language creation.
Those are the instructions for a branch.
Not that I have created anything today.
That was a lot.
All right. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.